Lights.
The stage is set.
Camera.
The shortest format, the biggest role.
Action.
Lovely shot. Oh, bullseye. It's taken.
Izano Bukela Amanina Ishala Ikakama. And remember, entry is free.
The Hollywood Bets Pro Series from 4 October to 15 March.
Remember those blissful long summer days? Dry smoke drifting across the stands. The hiss on the grass banks. And the thrill of getting your hero's autograph? Remember when we came together for more than just cricket? For the rivalries, the banter, and for those moments that brought us all to our feet.
Sensational catch. Right out of the stadium. What a shot that is.
Remember that feeling? It's back. Every team, every format, from the fire of the T20 Challenge to the battles of the One Day Cup. The intrigue of the 4-day series and the brilliance of the Hollywood Bets Pro Series.
Boulder.
This season, it's time to make new memories. Book your ticket to the best of South African domestic action. Head to cricket.co.za for all the details. With hometown pride on the line. Uzanawe.
So tell me, these Proteas, are they talented?
Yeah.
Fierce.
Yeah.
Dynamic. Yeah. Do they have the passion?
That is an outstanding catch.
Yeah.
Is ambition a part of this team?
Yeah.
Do they look unstoppable?
Yeah.
Unbreakable?
Yeah.
Unafraid?
Yeah.
Will they win the Cricket World Cup?
Absolute class from Laura Goldfarb.
It's out of here.
Oh, just like that. This is thrilling.
It's a shambles all around.
This is unbelievable. This is fantasy cricket.
Join the charge. Support the Proteas women on their journey to World Cup glory.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Dominic Hendricks and I am the captain of the DP World Lions Red Ball team. I think number one, we had a great campaign. We didn't lose a game at home, and I think that was one of the keys to our success last season. The thing that impressed me the most was that we sort of won away from home quite a few times, and yeah, we were highly competitive throughout the campaign. The final was a heated affair. Unfortunately, we couldn't win that outright, and we had to settle for a draw. But I think the big thing was that we managed to get 20 wickets in that game, which was special about the final. To me personally, it's a massive honour. Number one, I think we've done some good things over the last couple of years in terms of our team and our environment, making sure that our culture is really good. So yeah, again, looking forward to another successful season, and hopefully the boys can start the campaign off really well. How do we carry the momentum? It's a very difficult question to answer, considering we've got quite a lot of movement this year. So I think the best thing is there is some continuity in terms of a lot of our, a majority of our players are still sort of the same faces that we've seen. So getting the likes of Mitchell, Connor, Josh, those are sort of the leadership guys to sort of carry the momentum that we had from last season, and try and get us off to a good start come this Thursday.
Jojo's batting. Is that Gigi?
Definitely not. Shark is
Shark
the
is
side.
no, it is Gigi. He's number 10. Yeah, it's Gigi.
Okay. You've also got to wait there.
Oh, sorry, it's on. Good afternoon and welcome to the Kimberley Oval for the first time in the 2025-26 season for the start of the CSA T20 Knockout Challenge, where the home team Northern Cape Heat will be taking on the Knights from the Free State. The Knights have won the toss and elected to bat first. And the two in the middle for the Knights facing the first ball is Jock Snyman, and one striker is homeboy from Kimberley, Gian Kluter. And the person to take the first ball for the Northern Cape Heat is Benjamin van Rensburg. And with me today is legend Mr. Eugene Jacobs. Good afternoon, Mr. Jacobs.
Good afternoon, Nathan, and welcome to a new season. I know there was a couple of 4-day games played, which was great. And the first ball is about to be bowled.
That's solid defense there by Jock Snyman. And Albert Mokwena there. It was a tip ball in the middle there, just saving that one there. So dot ball to start the innings off. It's a wonderful day out at the Kimberley Oval. If you're out in Kimberley, come out and support your hometown and make some good atmosphere here at the Kimberley Oval. Benjamin van Rensburg bowling with a one slip. And that's the first runs for the season for Jock Snyman in the CSA T20 Challenge. Just nudging that ball to short 45 on the offside.
Yeah, both these two teams will know each other very well, with quite a bit of interchange between players. Shark starting off his career here in the Northern Cape. Gian Kluter starting off his career in the Northern Cape. Ex-Northern Cape High School. Gian Kluter before moving on to the Warriors and then to the Knights.
There's some adjustments to the field. So we have two fielders, boundary riders for the Heats. We have a deep point and a square leg. That's a good ball. And that is just off the pad, so that's a leg by. Oh no, mistake. That's a single. It's an inside edge.
Yeah, it seemed like it was an inside edge onto his pads and then scampering through for a single. That was actually a good call from Shark Snyman.
Very alert there, but with the deep point out, so it makes it easy for that single. So both batters are off the mark. It's the most frustrating part for a bowler with a left-right combination and you're rotating the strike. And that's off. That's a fine tackle on the leg side, and that's gone for 4. The first boundary goes to Jock Snyman for the Knights.
Yeah, just a very gentle trickle of these legs. Very fine down to the boundary at third man.
So the Knights selected a very strong team for today's game, Mr. Jacobs. We have the two in the middle, Gian and Jock, and then the next batter in, well known around the world, Rossouw. And that ball is smack, and that's the first wicket for the Heats. Jock Snyman is scored at mid-off, and that's the first wicket for the Northern Cape Heat. Just didn't get any elevation on that one. And that's the end of Jock Snyman, scoring 5 runs of 3 balls.
Yeah, he's very frustrated with that shot because he didn't really get it in the middle of the bat. And you can see the anger as he's walking off, very disappointed. I'm sure he wanted to do well against the Heat today. And just couldn't elevate that one over the play and went straight to mid-off for a very easy catch.
The next batsman making his way to the crease is number 9, Riley Rossouw.
Yeah, what do we say about Riley Rossouw? He played all around the world. Played for the South African under-19 team in 2008, went on to play for South Africa, and literally played in every league around the world. I think he's played for more teams around the country than what the Heat team has played for T20 games this season. So, vastly experienced, played 385 T20 games, scored over 9,000 runs at an average of about 30, and yeah, he's explosive.
Very excited and very looking forward to seeing him back this afternoon, Mr. J.
Yeah, I just wanted to say I think this is going to be the make or break of this game.
And that ball is just tucked into the leg side by Riley Rossouw for a single, and he's off the mark as well. And that brings to the close the first over of this match. It is the Knights batting first, who won the toss. Currently 7 for 1 after the first over. And the umpire standing today on the far end, it is Jannie Erasmus. And making his way for his duty on the side of us on the Kimberley Oval side, it's Jannie Erasmus. And Sipelele Gasa will be the umpire will be his partner in crime on this end.
You know, just coming back to the Riley Rossouw factor in this game, it is so good for the Heat bowlers to bowl against him, and at the same time for the young players in the night side to be able to feed off a guy with this kind of experience. It's absolutely great for cricket.
And opening the bowling from the Samaria roadside is Tsepo Ntuli. So seam and spin is the opening bowlers for the Northern Cape Heat. Just making sure he's got all his troops in the right spot. So he got long off and he's got deep square out on the boundary. First ball from Tsepo Ntuli to Riley Rossouw. Just defends into the offside for a dot ball.
Yeah, born and bred in Kimberley, Tsepo Ntuli.
Oh, that's a good start by Tsepo Ntuli.
Yeah, it's a very good start, especially because he's up against Riley Rossouw. Tsepo Ntuli also travelled around Free State, the Warriors and the Lions, and now back at home.
Giving himself some room, and Riley Rossouw has smacked that over cow corner for a 6. The first 6 of the innings.
That was a bad drag down ball from Tsepo Ntuli. And a player of Riley's caliber is not going to miss out.
He just gave himself a little bit room. Wonder if that was what made Ntuli miss his length there, because he saw Riley moving a bit to the leg side. But yes, like you say, Mr. J, player like Riley's caliber is not going to miss out on that opportunity.
Yeah, it's literally a ball that he dragged down, you know. And he bowled 3 good balls. Or was that his third ball?
Yeah, that was the third
ball. But the first 2 balls were good balls, and all of a sudden he just dragged this one down, and Riley just picked it up and posted it onto the embankment.
That's a tight single. Oh, just couldn't grab the ball there. And Riley comes through for a single. Would have been interesting to see that if he had a clean pick up there.
For both ends, because I didn't think that Gian was ready to take that single. So either way, it would have been a very tight call if the fielder could have picked that up.
Yeah, Gian was a bit standing on his heels there when Riley called him through. Gian facing the first ball from Ntuli. And cuts that. Oh, and there's a slight misfield, and that allows them to come through for a single. Just one bad ball in the over. So far, a good over by Ntuli. It's just the one bad ball. Ntuli to Riley Rossouw. Just defends it. And that will bring to the close the second over of the innings. Knights are 15 for 1 after 2 overs. And it will still be Benji van Rensburg that will be bowling from the country club end.
It was an interesting call here by the coach of the Heat. Garner Tar is keeping wicket.
Also playing against his previous team. And that is a great cover drive. And what a stop there. Definitely saved a couple of runs there. Just an easy drive through the covers by Gian.
Yeah, Gian Klutter's in some good form. He got some good runs in the 4-day competition. And such a good little player. Good on the eye. Lovely cover drive. Just eased it into the covers and some great fielding by the Heat.
Benjamin to Riley Rossouw, short ball that looks a little bit high, and it is called a wide. That is the first extra as well for the innings, coming out of the third over. Now, Mr. Jai, I remember the days when Gian used to still stay in Kimberley, used to play for Bommelands Cricket Club, and in the nets it was frustrating bowling towards him because he looks so easy. You think you're rushing the batter, but for him, it just doesn't look like he's rushed at all.
No, for sure. No, for sure. And you have quite a bit of Bommelands rivalry in this game as well.
Oh, what a shot by Riley Rossouw. And that has gone all the way for 6. Didn't get a lot of distance on it, but got a lot of height on that one. But just pick that up with ease. And hit that overcow corner for 6. His second 6 of the innings.
Yeah, it just comes so easy to him. And really there was nothing wrong with that ball. It's just Riley's class. And he really, as you said, got more height than distance. But yet it cleared the boundary.
And he goes again. And that's over the field there for another 6. Hits another 6 there over deep square. The fielder was about 5 meters in the ring there.
Yeah, that's something that they're going to have to be very careful of. In fact, with this entire top order of the Knights, you can't come off the boundary when you're supposed to be on the boundary. And yes, it did clear the particular fielder, but it's safer to be on the boundary and run in than to be a few meters in the boundary and the ball drops behind you, although that cleared the boundary for 6. And I'm just going back to that wide for a minute, Nathan. The minute it went past, Riley literally looked at the umpire and the umpire called it a wide.
Oh, that's a good response by Benji van Rensburg after being hit for 2 6s. Just missing the outside of the batter's bat. So Riley Rossouw is looking very aggressive this afternoon.
Well, I must tell you, I saw him, I was watching him warm up before the game, and there was not one defensive shot in his warm up. So I suspected that he would just come in and come and play a blistering knock. But he's dangerous, there's no doubt. And this is a nice challenge for Benji van Rensburg.
And interesting, in the warm-up that you're speaking about, Mr. J, I was seeing he was practicing straight hitting. Wasn't much practicing the pull shot or flicking over leg side. And he goes over mid-off also for 1 bounce 4. But like you say, his warm-up was aggressive already.
Yeah, look, there's just no doubt that the guy's a serious talent. And by all accounts, he should have played more games for South Africa. But now in this part of his career, I don't think he'll enjoy a lot of running, so power hitting is his game.
And just strengthening the leg side also with a cow fielder out. He brought in the deep point, and Riley just nudges it to deep square leg for a single. And also the close of the third over. The Knights are 34 for 1 after 3 overs, going at just a little bit over 11 to the over.
Yeah, this is now the second over that Riley pinches a single off the last ball. And yes, good for him, but sometimes it puts the opposing batsman that's batting with you under a little bit of pressure if you don't face balls regularly. And then you also feel that the pressure's on you. You got Riley Rossouw on 25 and Gian Kluto on 3. But I think that 3 of Gian came off 3 balls.
Yeah. Tsepo Ntuli making himself ready for his second over. He's bowling to Riley Rossouw. Hits it straight down the ground. And that will run away for another boundary. And that is the shots that he played in his warm-up, playing it straight.
That's exactly the shot that he was practicing and hitting it extremely hard. And I must say again that this shot and the 1-6, he didn't hit it in the middle of the bat. And I fear if he does.
And just nudges that one down to deep square leg for a single. And Knights are currently 39 for the loss of 1 wicket in 3.2 overs. Oh, that's some good spin there by Tsepo Ntuli. Missing the outside edge of Gian Kluto's bat there.
You see, that's my point. He hasn't faced a couple of balls. So he's feeling for it because he needs to get bat on ball.
Yes. And some reversal, he's missed it. It's an appeal and he's gone. And Gian Kluto has bowled LBW by Tsepo Ntuli. Tried a reverse sweep, but that is just exactly what you were speaking about, Mr. J. He hasn't been facing a lot of balls and he's just trying to make something happen on a ball that wasn't there.
100%. That shot wasn't on to reverse a straight ball on your wicket. Very, very risky. But again, because you haven't faced so many balls, you didn't have the strike, and now you feel the one batter is literally running away with the score. You would also need to get bat on ball. So yeah, it's a pity for Gian Kluto. Out for 3.
He's out for 3, yes, Mr. J. Score is 39 for 2. Next batsman making his way to the crease. Also former Northern Cape Heat player of last season, Cole Abrams.
Yeah, Cole Abrams played for Northern Cape last year. Also a very classy right-handed batsman. Also seems as if he's got quite a lot of time to play his shots. And it will be interesting to see how he approaches his batting and getting himself in with Riley on the other end.
So Tsepo Ntuli to Cole Abrams has 2 boundary riders. A long on and a cow corner fielder. Tsepo Ntuli to Cole Abrams. And just nudges it to the gap. Oh, that's a great stop there by Benjamin van Rensburg. Keeping that one down to a dot ball. There's some good energy from the Northern Cape Heat. They are loud, they are noisy, they speaking, so it's good. Although they have the Knights have some strong batters in the middle and to come still, but as long as they are still showing their presence. He's missed that one. That was very straight. Oh, and it's missed. Umpire Gasa says he's not interested, and that brings to the close the 4th over. Tsepo Ntuli bowled a good over after the first over, so 39 for 2 after 4 overs. The Knights taking on the Northern Cape Heat.
That was an extremely loud appeal, but I must also add, we're sitting directly behind the wicket and it looked really, really close. I think if he didn't get a nick on that one, then Cole's got an umpire's decision for the boy. That was a great over by Tsepo Intuli.
And there's some change of bowling from the country club in for the Northern Cape Heat.
It is Ethan Frosler. He's on loan here from the Warriors. A PE boy, played at Nelson Mandela Bay University. I had the privilege of also, when I was down in PE, spending some time working with him.
And Riley Rossouw just nudges it to deep square leg for a single. And it just shows you his experience, Mr. J. It's not just about hitting, but if the ball is not there, he'll nudge it for a single. Keep rotating the scoreboard. Keep rotating.
Exactly that. Apologies for the break in commentary to all our viewers, but I'm sure you were royally entertained by Cole Abrams and by Riley Rossouw.
Just to give an update tonight, 69 for 2 after 5.5 over. So the last ball of the power play, Chepuntuli to Riley Rossouw, and steps back in another boundary to cow corner, wide is long on, and the Knights 73 for 2 after 6 overs. Riley Rossouw on 46 and Cole Abrams on 12.
Riley Rossouw, your typical born and bred Bloemfontein cricketer, grey bloom, and really being brutal here this afternoon.
So the change of bowler from the country club end is Oderile Morimokwena. So Oderile will be the new bowler from the country club end for Northern Cape Heat.
Yeah, also a very experienced cricketer, played SA under 19, played SA A already, went to the Cricket World Cup in 2020 for the South African team, and hails from Rustenburg High School.
His first ball is to Cole Abrams. Just nudging it out. It's a good ball, good stop there from his own bowling.
Yeah, he's going to keep it tight. He's going to bowl wicket to wicket, and he's really going to try to get it into the legs.
Just missing his line there. Searching for that one. And just a tickle down leg side, and Cole Abrams gets another boundary.
Yeah, with bowling so tight lines, if you miss it, if you're so close onto leg stump and you miss it, and then it's going to be easy runs as third man is right up.
And that's another edge. That's a good stop there. Chance for run out, but they're very quick between the wickets. So this field is spread. And now it's Riley Rossouw that will be on strike, and we have a deep square leg, cow corner out, long on, long off, in a deep point. That is the boundary riders. But somebody like Riley Rossouw won't mind that. If it's in his arc, he's going to go for it. Oh, straight just bounced before him. Riley Rossouw hit that ball hard back to the relay. Just bounces in front of him and immediately signals that it bounced.
Yeah, great sportsmanship by the bowler, but it was extremely hard hit.
Just keeping very calm there, Mr. J. And Riley Rossouw just rocks back, but he didn't get all of this. Oh, yes, he did. It's bombed over for another 6. And that's 50 for Riley Rossouw. His famous celebration. Riley Rossouw, 52 not out.
We just want to check how many balls did this 50 get, but a great knock from Riley Rossouw. We did allude to it that we saw him in the warm-up. 22 balls.
And he rocks back and goes straight. That's dead straight for another 6. Riley Rossouw.
And Riley moves to 58 at the end of the over, and Yeah, Riley's got some plans for an early braai.
And the Knights have raced to 90 for 2 after 7 overs. Courtesy of a blistering 50 from Riley Rossouw. The Heats have their work cut out for them this afternoon here. A change of bowler from Samaria Road End, and it will be Ethan Frosler. Change of ends.
Yeah, just a change of ends for Ethan Frosler, the boy from PE, matriculated at Pearson High School. And I must say that I think the boy's got 2 degrees there, Nathan, which is good. And he's now concentrating on his cricket.
Very important. Education before sport.
Very determined young man, and I also know that he plays a bit of cricket overseas as well.
That's very admirable. That's setting an example for the youngsters out there. Making sure you have something behind your name. Frosler to Cole Abrams. And just nudging it there to short 45 for a single. It's a good stop there with the relay.
You mentioned a little earlier on a couple of overs back, you mentioned about the fielding of the Northern Cape Heat. And all their fielders are tight on the circles and tight on the ring. And they're really trying their best to support their bowlers, which is important. Especially when you have the train like innings from Riley. You still got to stay positive, you still got to stay in the game, and you got to try to assist your bowlers as far as you possibly can. And now again some changes with the fact that the left-hander is now on strike.
But it does look like it's a more protection on the offside, so could expect it to be wide and full on the offside. But he must be careful with that, because if he misses his length, Riley will cash in. And that is exactly the plan. And that's a good first ball. Good plan, good stop by Tepo and Tuli.
Yeah, I think that the field is definitely set for wide and straight. And I got a funny feeling here where we're situated in the commentary box, we also could be in the firing line.
Frosler to Rossouw, goes down on one knee, and there is nobody at deep square leg for another boundary for Riley Rossouw.
It will be a good learning experience for Frosler, because Tepo and Tuli explaining to him about the length and also the line that he's got to bowl because of the field that he set on the offside.
And I like this coming back over the wicket. It's just the length he got wrong there, and then Riley Rossouw cashed in straight over long onset for another 6. Mr. J, I like for him coming over the wicket, because if he then hits the wide line, the ball just keeps on going away from Riley. He just missed his length in that case. That is the Knights bringing up their 100 as well. 103 for 2. And we are in the 8th over. But I don't have a problem with that line as well. It's just the length. If you just get it, he needs to get the length right.
Yeah, we see again it's just the experience of Riley. He literally just saw that he missed his length, and he pounced on him immediately and packed him over for a 6.
Frosler to Rossouw, and he taps it over the keeper, and he's running away for another boundary. Just lapping that one over the keeper, and he races away to 74.
Yeah, Riley just displaying all the strokes in the book, even though again, if I was the coach, I would have been pulling my hairs out for that shot.
And that is where you need to get it to Riley. Get it as wide as possible. Get it out of his hitting line. And he just punches that one down to long off for a single to end the 8th over. The Knights are 106 for 2 of the 8 overs.
Having a chat to one or two of the players before the game from both the side of the Heat and the Knights, and both saying that they would really prefer to bat first.
It does look like a very good batting wicket, as always here at the Kimberley Oval.
Yeah, no doubt. 100% right. Flat.
Change of bowling for the Northern Cape Heat from the Country Club end. Orapeleng Motlhoring bowling from the Country Club end, as we all know him as Raps.
Yeah, good young cricketer. I remember him in my time at Northern Cape Cricket as a youngster. Family to one of the other cricketers. I'm not sure if he does still play cricket. So yeah, Raps. Great to see him, good to have a look at him. Again, a bit of a baptism of fire, having to bowl against Riley Rossouw. But I do know that he also spent a year in Free State, so he could have encountered him there when he played there.
Raps to Rossouw, it's a good length, just punching it down to long on for a single. The partnership between Cole Abrams and Riley Rossouw currently standing on 68 runs. Cole Abrams have been quiet for the last couple of overs.
Yeah, I think again Riley sneaking that single off that last ball strategically. So he's just got to get him in now and not feel the pressure. He's just got to bat.
Important having the one batter batting through the innings, especially if while Riley Rossouw is being destructive as he is at the moment. So if Cole Abrams can take that role of batting through the innings, but not him. It's short outside off and he smacks it over cow corner for a 1 bounce 4.
That's a great shot from Cole. Bowling wide outside off. And because the offside is so heavy, protected, he just drags it across and he's it into cow corner for 4. Yeah, the young man will be tested now, but I do know he's got a nice cricket brain, and he will really come back and learn from this. And I'm sure that in his own mind he'll come in charging.
Raps bowling here to Cole Abrams. That's a good one. That's a good comeback there by Orapeleng.
Yeah, I beat him on the inside of his bat, which was great. So it will give Cole Abrams a bit of food for thought.
And it's good to hear the positive energy still from the Northern Cape Heat. That's a good ball. Raps bowling towards his field. And that will be a single out to the sweeper on the offside boundary.
Yeah, as long as he bowls that line and outside off stump, because he's got sufficient protection on the offside. But it now brings Riley Rossouw on strike, and immediately the field obviously changing for the left-hander, but also scurrying out onto the boundary ropes.
So he's got his offside is in the ring, except for the long off, Riley Rossouw. And goes just a little bit wide off long off, and that's another boundary. That's a top shot by Riley Rossouw.
Yeah, that's a very classy shot. He checked the field placing. You just mentioned that the mid-off was on the boundary, and he literally just waited that and hit it past the mid-off in the ring, or the cover in the ring, and straight for a 4. Great shot. That takes Rossouw to 78.
Oh, that's a good ball by Raps. He was not deterred by the movement of Riley Rossouw in the crease. And that brings to the close the over as well. Knights currently 117 for 2 after 9 overs. Riley Rossouw on 79 not out, and Cole Abrams on 23 not out. The partnership currently 78 runs.
And yet again, Riley nicks a single off the last ball.
Change of bowler from the Samaria side, Samaria road end. It will be Tsepo Ntuli, who will be back for his last over of his spell. So a very well spread field here for Tsepo Ntuli. All the boundary riders is in front of him, apart from a wide deep point, by behind square deep point. The first ball is wide of Riley, and he left it alone. Tsepo Ntuli to Riley Rossouw. It goes exactly in that area where the deep point is placed for a single. If you look at it like this, Mr. J, did the Heats probably bowl Tsepo Ntuli 1 over too many?
Yeah, I wanted to say a little bit earlier on, but unfortunately we had the issue there with the commentary, that perhaps they should have kept him a little bit one for later in the innings, purely because he's the experienced one in the bowling attack.
And a slight misfield there. Cole corner allows the Knights, Cole Abrams, to get back for a couple. And the Knights currently 120 for 2 after 9.3 overs. Cole Abrams trying a reverse sweep there. A loud appeal by Tsepo Ntuli, but I believe that was the first pitch of the ball was outside leg.
No words, Nathan.
That is an incredible shot by Riley Rossouw. Just went down on one knee and hit that ball out the park.
That is literally out of the stadium, and immediately the umpires have called the third umpire onto the field, who is that Heinrich Kilian? But what a shot from Riley. What a shot. He just literally waited for it, went onto his knee, and he dispatched it out of the stadium.
And he has absolutely raced to 86, Mr. J. And it's not even 10 overs bowled at this stage.
Not at the halfway mark, and he's going like a steam train.
Just some loud encouragement if you can. It's interesting to hear the conversations of the players down under.
Yeah, look, they still supporting their bowler. and encouraging each other, and that's great to see. The umpires are now just checking up for a new ball.
The Knights are currently 127 for 2.
That's in the 9th over.
And it's 9.5 overs bowled. 1 ball left before we hit the mid-innings part. And the hits are looking comfortably here for a big score. But this is T20 cricket, Mr. J. Anything can happen. Lose 1 or 2 wickets here, slow the over rate down. The Northern Cadet can still restrict the Knights to below 200. But at this stage, it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, look, the big, I think we did mention when he came in, we thought Riley Rossouw's wicket will be a big one and the party's going to play in this game. But the big thing for the Knights, for the Heat at the moment, is to keep the spirits up and hopefully get Riley out so that they could just contain the run rate a bit. And it's just making batting to look easy, man.
It's so good cricket there, Mr. J. Taking a single just after hitting a maximum. And that brings to the close the 10th over. And again, Mr. J nicking a single off the last ball of the over. The Knights are currently 128 for 2 after 10 overs as we hit the midway point of this innings. But as we were speaking about keeping their spirits up high, if they get another wicket, but if you look at the batting lineup, Mr. J, then you still have Patrick Botha and Rowan Hasbrook still to come back.
Yeah, you know, there's definitely some firepower in this Knights batting, and we still have Patrick Botha also in the sheds.
And continuing from the country club end is Odirile. Change of bowler, apologies. Raps was taken off after that 1 over. Odirile to Rossouw. He's got a long on, long off, deep point, cow, and a deep square leg. And Riley Rossouw, I think that's the first one he gently defends this innings.
Yeah, that's actually a big victory for the bowler.
And just punches the next one down to long on for a single. Relate to Cole Abrams, and just goes down on 1. Can it be stopped? Yes, it can be stopped for another single down to deep square leg. Just rotating the strike here by these two in the middle.
And without even noticing, the partnership has gone out to 91.
Riley Rossouw was looking for the big one there, but didn't get hold of that one. And just goes out of the inner ring, just outside the inner ring, with the long on fielder running around. And the Knights scamper through for a single. It's a good quiet over so for Touchwood for the Northern Cape Heat. Good bowling by Odirile. And as I say that, commentator's curse, Mr. J. Cole Abrams goes on one knee and he smacks that one over cow corner for a 6.
Yeah, I was just going to put my hands on my head when you said it's a quiet over, and I thought, what's going to happen with the next ball? Backed onto the embankment for 6 by Cole Abrams. So well done there, Nathan. The Heat will really have to try to get a wicket now so that they could just stem this flow of runs.
And coming down the track is Cole Abrams punching it down to long off for a single to end the over. The Knights 138 for 2 after 11 overs. Riley Rossouw not out on 89 and Cole Abrams not out on 33. The partnership currently 99 runs between these two in the middle.
Yeah, the first time now for the innings, Cole Abrams pinches a single off the last ball, and Riley was doing that the entire innings. So I think that the competition is on there. Another change of bowling from the commentary box end.
Seems like it's a Raps and just missing his line there for wide. And that brings up the 100-run partnership between these two out in the middle. 100 runs of 45 balls. What a partnership this has been. And that's a good line. Cole Evans just punching that one down to long on for a single.
Yeah, that's a good ball. That's actually the line he's got to bowl to Cole, so that he could just hit him down, straight down and directly to a fielder, and just for a single.
It's a good length as well.
Also a good length.
The Knights currently going at 12.5 runs to the over.
Rowan Herman really trying to juggle his fielders and making sure his fielders are in the right position and getting the right players in the right position. So he's still working hard in the field.
And that's very important in a T20 game, Mr. J, because you need to have the right fielders in the right positions. We're playing to Riley Rossouw. That's a good one. Just punching it down to long on by Riley. And he moves into the 90s.
Yeah, that's a far better line and length from the young bowler now. Let them hit him straight but hit him flat, you know. So his line and his length is good.
Raps to Cole Abrams. It's a good length. Good defending into the offside for a single there. Raps to Riley Rossouw. Oh, that's a great length. Didn't get all of that, Riley, and just squirts out here to a short point where the Garnetor, the keeper, just fielding that one. It's a good over by Raps at the moment.
Yeah, as long as there's no boundaries, then he's controlling it. But he's now got to close the over down. And that's where you need a bit of experience and making sure that you don't bowl a boundary ball.
And I won't say anything on this last ball, Mr. J. He got away with that one, but it's a quiet over. We're missing one more ball. The umpire also thought it's over.
Yep. In fact, there's 2 more balls to go. Oh no, it is 1 more ball to go.
Riley Rossouw on strike. Will he pinch another one or will he try and go big? Raps to Riley Rossouw. Smashes that ball straight to long on for a single.
I think that was a great over by the young bowler. No boundaries in it, all singles, hitting straight to the fielders. That's what you want.
And the Knights has moved to 145 for 2 after 12 overs. The rate achieved at 12.1. If they keep going at this rate, we're looking at close to 240 here, close to 250 here, Mr. J.
Yeah, look, it definitely seems as if the 250s on the cards. If these 2 batters continue going. But I'm sure the Heat has got other plans. They need to get this run rate down a bit and try to restrict the Knights. If they can just restrict them to 200, I think they'll be very happy.
For the relay is the bowler on the far end. At the Country Club end, bowling his 3rd over to Riley Rossouw, who is on strike on 92 from 41 deliveries.
So you see what that previous over does. And now the spinner can keep it tight, and all of a sudden the batsman changes his plan. Tries to lap and doesn't go his conventional hitting down the ground. But that was a nice nudge just down the ground from Riley Rossouw to get a single. It brings Cole Abrams on strike.
Corner just running down the wicket again to speak to his bowler.
Yeah, that's good, eh? It's good encouragement.
Relay bowling to Cole Abrams. And goes down on one knee. And he smashes that one over cow corner for another 6. And he himself moves into the 40s now.
That was a great shot. Absolute great shot from Cole Abrams. That's also out of the ground.
And that also brings up the Knights 150, 152, 60 minutes, 78 balls, 11 fours and 11 maximums.
So that in itself tells a story, Nathan. 11 fours and 11 sixes, so they're racing.
But we had a talk before the game, Mr. J, that the Knights really had a very strong squad that they brought down to Kimberley for this encounter, with having the names of Rossouw in there. And you have your players like Gian Klute being in form, Jacques Snyman being in form, Patrick Botha, Ruan Haasbroek, all of them are in form. So it's a very, very strong team this of the Knights. They look like they, I know it's still the first game of the series, of the competition, but they will look like for me like the team to beat if this is the trend it will be continuing on.
Yeah, no, look, they loaded with experience, and then you still have in their bowling attack the likes of Dane Pitt and Malusi Soboto.
Cole Abrams just going on one leg and lapping there. There's a slight misfield by Benjamin van Rensburg, but it didn't cost anything, and that will only be a bye.
It's that shot that I will never understand. In all my time in cricket, I would never be able to understand. You've just hit a beautiful 6 over mid-wicket. Why would you want to lap a straight ball over the wicket-keeper's head?
Or the relay to Riley Rossouw, reverse sweeps, and he gets that one fine, and it's running away to the boundary. It's another 4 to Riley Rossouw. Moves now to 97. Just so for interest sake, we have about one more ball left in this over. Maybe we can start the chat just after start of the next over. Riley Rossouw, 97 runs, 44 balls, 8 fours and 8 sixes. And there is no run there. Loud shout of no there by Cole Abrams. And that brings to the close the 13th over. The Knights currently 157 for 2 after 13 overs. And the partnership is at 118 between Rossouw on 97 of 45 deliveries and Cole Abrams on 42 from 24 deliveries. Mr. J, if I, just now as I say Cole Abrams score, 42 of 24 balls, it's gone unnoticed, but he's absolutely flying as well.
Very true. You see, again, with the cricket thing, you might have the concentration on Riley Rossouw that is absolutely flying. But yet he's quietly assembled his runs nicely. He's also taken his opportunity and punching the ball onto the embankments, and very, very quietly he's moved on to 42 of 25 balls. 24 balls, in fact.
And the bowler from the Samaria Road end will continue his raps to Cole Abrams. I just read, as I wanted to say in the previous over, Mr. J, as Raps runs into Cole Abrams, first ball of the 14th over. It's a good length, good continuation of what he ended off with in the previous over, just down to long on for a single. The 2 red lines next to the stumps, Mr. J, I read, was it this morning or yesterday that I read, but I could be wrong. I first have to go and Google, but that 2 red lines is giving more freedom to the bowler, for especially the leg side wide. So that's a more of an indication to the umpire, because the batsmen move a lot around in the crease.
Oh, yes, yeah.
So the ball needs to be inside of that line. If it's on the leg side, then it's a legal delivery. I could be wrong, but that's something that I... Oh, and he's just tapped it down to short 45. Riley Rossouw is gone for 97 of 45 deliveries, 8 fours and 8 sixes. That is an unlucky way to go out.
Yeah, he literally just scooped it off into the gully area, but that is a big wicket for the young Motloring, which I think this could be his debut T20 game.
That has been an absolute brilliant innings from Riley Rossouw. 97 runs, 61 minutes, facing 46 deliveries, 8 fours and 8 maximums.
Yeah, what is great to see now is also the applause from the Heat players that are not playing, that are in the change room, and also his own Knights players giving him a standing ovation. It was really an exhibition today from Riley, and I'm sure he would be livid in that change room that he didn't get to the 3-figure mark.
And the new batter out in the middle there, sorry Mr. J, is Patrick Botha. We have some supporters here for the local team. They know how important that wicket was of Riley Rossouw. Patrick Botha is on strike. And we're facing the first ball from Raps or Peleng.
That's a big wicket for the Heat, and they're going to now hope that they can really tie down the run rate and bring this.
It's a good ball. Some running hard there between the wickets by Patrick Botha, but it's only a single down to long on.
Yeah, a lot of support for Raps. You can hear it loud and clear in the stadium. Local boy from Yorkshire Cricket Club in Rossouw, and great to see.
Raps to Cole Abrams. That's a good punch. There's not much weight on there. Coming back for 2. That's good running by the Knights batters. Just dabbed it in no man's land there, and they come back for another couple. Cole Abrams moves to 45 of 26 deliveries. Cole Abrams on strike, moving away. That's a good ball there by Raps. Just an inside edge onto the pads. 1 wicket down in this over and only conceded 5 runs. It's very important that he closes the over off well.
Yeah, so he's, let me not say it now. He's got 1 more ball to go, and I'll mention that after the ball.
Patrick Botha back on strike. It's a good over. Good fielding. Well rounded over by Raps. That brings to the close the 14th over. The Knights 163 for 3 after 14 overs, currently going at 11.6 runs to the over.
Yeah, the point I wanted to make, he bowled 2 overs with no boundaries. And after going for plenty in his first over, he's controlled his bowling and he's brought it back nicely now, where he's now got 3 for, is it 24?
Yes.
3 for 24, 1 for 24, and the 1 is the absolute big one of Riley Rossouw.
And beginning at first, or the first ball of his last over, is Oderile Morimokoene. You will be starting the first ball of his last over. You will be bowling to Patrick Botha. Just making sure his field is in the right place. That's a good start there by the young man there. It's very important for Northern Cape Heat now to try and pull this run rate back off the Knights. As I mentioned earlier, it's close to 200. Probably will get still over 200. Should get over 200. But at least it won't be towards the 230, 240 mark.
Yeah, remember when we were at about the 9th over, it really looked like they were going to get to 260. So anything in the region of about 200, the Heat will feel very, very happy. Because already the run rate is starting to come down slowly, and they just got to continue with their bowling and not give away boundaries.
Cole Abrams on strike, 46 of 27 deliveries. That's good. That's good bowling. That's very tight. This is good bowling by the Heats.
Yeah, that's exceptionally good cricket. A very, very tight single, but it was an immediate call, and Patrick Botha was safely home.
And Patrick Botha just punches it into the offside for another single. Some good loud energies here from the Northern Cape Heat team. Oh, the keeper Garnet just misses that one completely, and it runs away for 4 byes.
Yeah, very unlucky for the bowler.
Northern Cape Heat need to try and make sure that they stop the flow of runs in that manner. Catch it. Oh, that is hit very hard by Cole Abrams. Back to the relay. They're coming back for 2. There was no 2 there. Some good fielding there. And that brings to the close the 15th over. The Knights are currently 171 for 3. after 15 overs, and that also brings to the close Oderela's spell. 4 overs, no maidens, went for 2 fours and 4 sixes and conceded 42 runs in his spell. Change of bowler from the Samaria's road end will be Ethan Frosler. Taking his guard again will be Cole Abrams on 48 of 30 deliveries, 3 fours and 3 sixes. Partnership currently 13 of 10 balls between Cole Abrams and Patrick Botha. A very strong leg side field as well. We have a fine leg, deep square leg, cow corner, and a long on and long off. And the rest of the field is on the off side. It's in tight on the inner ring. Cole Abrams steps away and hit that ball very high. Ethan is underneath it. Oh, and he drops it from his own bowling. That's a missed opportunity.
That's the one they needed. That was the one they needed. They're already pulling the run rate down nicely, the Heat. And if they had to get Cole Abrams, who was the in-batter, then it would have really have put the Knights under pressure. But it wasn't easy. Those ones hover forever and a day in the air.
That one went very high up there, Mr. J. It was spent some time, came down with some snow on it. Okay, not in Kimberley, but
yeah.
There's a change of field here to the left-hander. Ethan bowling to Patrick Botha. And it's a dot ball.
Patrick Botha playing his 54th T20 game. Scored 739 runs at an average of 17.1. But a much better cricketer than that average. And I'm sure that in most of his games he comes in at the end of this heavy batting lineup.
It's good bowling there by Ethan. Just punches it in the offside by Patrick Botha. Good fielding there on deep point, on point. It's a good ball there by Ethan. Another dot ball.
A nice and fiery Ethan Frosler. And again, a dot ball is gold in T20 cricket, especially towards the back end of an innings.
Cole Abrams hitting high up on the bat, and he runs through and they come back for 2. That's good running by the Knights batters, and that also takes Cole Abrams to his 51 not out of 33 deliveries, 3 fours and 3 maximums. Faced 9 dot balls in that 33 deliveries.
Yeah, he raised his bat to his teammates and also to the heavens. I do know just last week he buried his grandfather, so I'm sure that was one for the old man. But a great knock by Cole Abrams.
That's a good ball there by Ethan, finishing off with a dot ball. The Knights 175 for 3 after 16 overs. A couple of overs ago, Mr. J, that run rate was at 12.5 to the over, and the Heat has done a good job in bringing it down to 10.9 per over.
Yeah, at one point I was going to say to you, if they're going at 12s, they're going to step it up most probably to 16s towards to the back end of the innings. But the Heat has done very, very well. I hope they're now feeling more upbeat and literally now need to control the last 5 overs.
And with that being said, there was a change of bowling from the Country Club end. Opening bowler Benjamin van Rensburg Current figures of 2 overs, no maidens, 1 wicket for 26 runs. You will be looking to end the innings off well here for Northern Cape Heat. He will be bowling to Patrick Botha. And that's a good start. Dot ball there by Benji.
Yeah, and a bit of an appealer for LBW, but the umpire wasn't interested right at the onset. But a good ball nonetheless, and more importantly for the Heat, no runs off that ball.
Benjamin van Rensburg, my club teammate at Burmelads.
I was just going to tell you now that your Burmelads man, you need to back him there, Nathan.
No, for sure, Mr. J. It's a good ball, just punching it down to the long off boundary for 1.
I'm not very happy to say what I am going to say, but I need to compliment your team. You have really over the years produced cricketers through your club system, and you can name them as you run through. Every young cricketer that has gone there has really come through the system. So you mentioned Kian a little earlier on. So yeah, and Benjamin and many more.
Many more, Mr. J. Very proud to be part of Burmelads Cricket Club, and it's all thanks to the seniors and the past players as well that has led and placed the foundation for that club. Another ball punched down too long off by Cole Abrams, looking for 2. That's good fielding there in the deep.
Yeah, I know that there was always this thing that you're having so many seniors at the club, but yet those seniors play a crucial role in developing the young cricketers. And I also know your second team does extremely well in the league. So they also play an important role. So that's great stuff, and well done, Nathan.
It's a good short ball there by Penny, just a little bit too high, and signal wide there by umpire Gasa. Thank you, Mr. J. No, I'll definitely take that message back to the club. It's very important that the feeding system is working perfectly, and we've got very few youngsters that we got in as well. So looking forward to the future.
Yeah, I know that's good, and it's also good to hear that the young cricketers want to play for your club, which is great stuff.
Penning running through. Another dot ball by Benji van Rensburg.
Yeah, Benji is bowling with a nice fiery spell, and he's really controlling this over. And again, even that short ball that was called a wide was bowled with a lot of venom, and it shows a lot of intent. So that's great. Shoulders are not dropping; they're still going at it.
He dead straight. Unlucky there for Patrick Botha, but luck there for Benny van Rensburg there. Only conceding 1, probably would have been 4 there.
Yeah, one of the safest fielders in the game is the stumps at the opposite end. That will definitely have been a 4, and we hit the stumps at the other end, and it's only a single.
You could see Patrick Botha throwing his head back as soon as that ball hit the stumps.
Yeah, he hit it so cleanly.
Benny van Rensburg. 1 more ball left in this over. And that Cole Abrams didn't get a lot of that one. Coming back for 2. No, they're not. Only a single. And that's a great over by Benny van Rensburg there. The Knights 180 for 3 after 17 overs. 3 overs left. And it's a brilliant job that the Northern Cape Heat bowlers are doing here at the back end of this innings. And another change of bowler from the Samaria Road end. It will be Raps again, back for his final over.
Now again, this I want to ask you as a cricketer. He bowled 2 very good overs. Now they take him off for 1 over and they bring him back. You know, shouldn't he have just bowled his 4 overs and he was on the swing?
And the assumption is as well that Ethan he's also bowled 3 overs.
Yeah.
So he'll probably bowl the last over. So would have been let Ethan bowl his 2, or either let Raps bowl is 2 finish and then bring Ethan for the final 2 back. But bowling 1 over 1 over, you're not getting into a rhythm really. Especially at the back end of the innings. You want to be in a rhythm. You want to be hitting that full Yorker length, or you're getting your cutters perfectly right. But if you're on for one and off for another, and then you come back again, it's a little bit asking for trouble there.
Yeah, because Bottle of Ring bowled 2 overs with no boundaries in it, you know. So if he had to finish, I think the control would have been nice and tight. But yeah, who am I and who are we to say?
That's why we're sitting here, Mr. Drake.
That's why we're sitting on this side of the field and not out there in the middle or near a coaching room.
Raps just making sure that his fielding positions is correct, and he's running into Patrick Botha on strike. And that's a good ball, punching it down to long on. Oh, just some uneven bounce there. But job well done there by, is that Ronan Herman?
Yeah, that's the captain.
That's the captain. It's a good job there. Making sure it's only a single, because that could easily have gone for a boundary there. But job well done.
Yeah, he's bowling a good line and length for that, you see.
Yeah.
And they're hitting it very, very hard. But it's going straight to a fielder, and it's a single, and far better than having to miss it.
Raps to Cole Abrams. Oh, that's a good short ball. Just a slight mistake at the back by Garnett, by the keeper Tar. And they run through for a bye.
Yeah, Garnett will be not very happy with that himself. He sets very high standards for himself, Garnett Tar. And in a game that you need to control runs, and you don't want to give away any freebies. And he's got to support his young bowler.
Raps to Patrick Botha. Oh, that's good length. Oh, slight stop there. That probably helped the ball not getting to the boundary. That's good fielding by Ronan Herman. Just a little bit throw it to the wide, to the left side. But it's very, very good running by the Knights batters and good fielding by the captain of the Northern Cape Beat.
Yeah, I'm very happy that Raps missed that ball. If he did catch it, I think he would have been walking off the field now. That was hit extremely hard by Patrick Botha. But again, he's hitting it straight.
Yeah.
And it came just wide of the captain, and they just scampered through for a very tight 2.
Raps to Patrick, step outside off and smashes it. That's good fielding. They come back for 2. That's Abu Mokwena there on the cow corner boundary. It's good bowling here by Raps. And good running by the Knights also between the wickets. Seeing the urgency of the death batting as well. Good death bowling as well here by Raps.
Yeah, look, the heat has turned on the heat in these last couple of overs. No boundaries, and now they're pushing the extra run.
Just a great dive, great effort there by Uderile, but misses it, and that gone for 4. Just missed his line there by Raps. Last ball of his spell. 4 overs, no maidens. He went for 3 boundaries, 1 wicket for 34 runs conceded.
That's a good bowling spell by the youngster, because he unfortunately had that baptism of fire in the first over against Riley Rossouw. But otherwise, he brought his spell back very, very nicely in the end. And he was now just unfortunate to give away that 4 in the end. And to have ended with 1 for 30 would have been a great bowling spell.
So I always say, if your economy rate is lower than the run rate, you can take that, especially in a T20 game.
Listen, any bowler is going to take that any given day.
Benji van Rensburg back for the final over of his spell. That's a good start. Right on that wide line. And it's a dot ball. First of the 19th over.
Yeah, I always enjoy when the batsmen look at the umpire. He looks at the square leg umpire. And he is like literally begging for the wide. And when he knows that it was just on the inside of the wide line.
And that is a short ball. It's a good short ball. Benny gets the wicket. Cole Abrams is caught at square leg. And he gets his second wicket of the innings. That was a firing ball there. And it's a great catch there by Raps.
Yeah, again, that wicket was set up by the 2 overs or 3 overs where they had no runs.
Cole Abrams, 54 runs, 70 minutes in the middle, 40 deliveries, 13 dot balls, 3 fours, and 3 maximums. What an innings by Cole Abrams.
Yeah, Cole Abrams, really a good batsman, a real classy little right-hander. But again, Benji van Rensburg setting that wicket up. And he literally forced him to play a shot, which he probably wouldn't have played. But because of the dot balls and he was trying to push for a boundary, the ball just came onto him a bit quicker than what he expected and got caught at square leg.
The new batter for the Knights is Ruan Haasbroek, also a former Northern Cape Heat player. Made his way across the border to our neighbours.
Yeah, the batters just keep on coming. And to be captain of the Heat team last season, to moving across to the Knights, I'm sure he would also like to put on a bit of a show for the last couple of balls that we have in this T20 first game of the season.
It's a good ball here by Penny, keeping it inside the wide line.
It looked like a floater, but it was a slower ball, and he literally beat Ruan Haasbroek. And I'm going to use the word pace, just because the lack of pace he beat him.
That's brilliant bowling by Benny van Rensburg.
Yeah, also a wily bowler, been around the block, experienced young man.
And then just making sure that one is hitting the wicket hard there. Another dot ball.
A very crucial dot ball, but I suspect that Benny and Ruan would have had a braai or two together last season. So it's going to be important for him that he doesn't get punched by his friend into the stands.
Penny's got 2 balls left in his spell. And it's another dot ball by Benny van Rensburg. This is brilliant stuff by the Northern Cape Heat bowlers.
Yeah, it's a great over from Benny. That was a great ball. The previous one being the slower one, and this one was a bit quicker and wider. And Ruan Haasbroek completely missed it. And here's Benny now coming in for his last ball of his spell. And he would really want to close his over down.
Benny to Ruan Haasbroek. And that's just a little bit wide.
Yeah, with a big smile on his face, Benny van Rensburg, knowing that that one went a little bit too wide.
The Knights 192 for 4. 18.5 overs. Right, currently they're going at is 10.2 to the over. Patrick Botha and Ruan Haasbroek is 2 batters for the Knights in the middle. And he missed his length there, but doesn't look like Ruan got over all of it. And misjudged there by the fielder, and it's gone for 4. And that is a very unfortunate way for Benny van Rensburg to end his spell. It's a brilliant over. Benny van Rensburg 4 overs. Got no maidens, conceded 36 runs, 3 fours and 2 maximums for 2 wickets.
Yeah, that was definitely a chance on the boundary, and I can't see who the fielder is, but he had a chance, and the only mitigating thing is the minute the ball came, he showed that he's looking directly into the sun. So it's a pity about that, because that would have been a good wicket for Benny van Rensburg and also for the Heat, because now besides dropping the catch, the ball, it has also gone for 4.
Ethan Frostley is the new bowler from Samaria and to bowl the final over of this innings. Patrick Bottas just punches it into the offside. Benny van Rensburg fields it. And the night score moves on to 197 for 4 after 19.1 overs. This has been a brilliant fight back by the home team. Looking straight down the barrel at 240, 250, even 260 at one stage. To bring the score down where it's 5 balls left in the innings and the night score on 197. It's an excellent effort by the Northern Cape Heat bowlers. That one was just a little bit too slow and it's a 1 bounce for punched over cover by Rowan Haasbroek. And that brings up to 200 for the Knights. 201, 93 minutes, 121 deliveries, 15 fours and 11 maximums. And it's still at 11 maximums, Mr. J. It just shows you what a good job the Northern Cape Heat bowlers has been doing, as I think they got to 150 and it was 11 fours and 11 sixes.
You're 100% right there, and again, that was an extremely bad ball by Ethan, because he doesn't have the fielder for that protection out on the cover boundary, and he bowled that ball wide and short. That's a great shot.
Straight over long off's head, Rowan Haasbroek. That ball, he got it on the full. And moves the night score along to 207 for 4, 19.3 overs. And this is the point we've discussed earlier, Mr. J, of 1 over ball, 1 over off, 1 over ball, 1 over off.
Yeah, I think that is the crucial point. And for Ethan to come back now, and because Rowan Haasbroek has absolutely got absolute license. It's the last over, they still got batting left. He can literally fly into it. But it was so good to see Benny van Rensburg having a chat now to Ethan and just explaining to him what is expected and also what he needs to do with the next couple of balls.
Three deliveries left in this innings of the Knights. Ethan Frostley to Rowan Haasbroek. Just steps to the leg side and hits that one over cover for another 6. Absolute strength.
Such an easy shot. Oh, sorry, let me rephrase that. A very difficult shot to play, but he played it so easily. He literally just moved into position and hit it over cover. That's an absolute world-class shot. But Haasbroek, quality batsman, quality cricketer, and like I said earlier on, he's literally got license. He's got freedom now.
And he's absolutely raced to 20 from 7 deliveries, 2 fours and 2 maximums, 2 deliveries left. And he's missed it again, and that's over cow corner for another maximum. Rowan Haasbroek is ending this innings off for the Knights in emphatic style. The Knights are currently 219 for 4 after 19.5 overs with 1 delivery to go. Rowan Haasbroek 26 from 8 deliveries, 2 fours and 3 maximums. So that's 3 consecutive 6s for Rowan Haasbroek in this over. Ethan Frostley to Rowan Haasbroek. Final delivery of the Knights batting innings. Just moving his fielders around here, Ethan, for the final delivery of the innings. And smacks it again. And 1 bounce for just wide of long off for another boundary. What a way to end the innings. 4-6-6-6-4 by Rowan Haasbroek. 30 runs of 9 deliveries, 3 fours and 3 maximums. And the Knights ends on 223 for 4 in their allotted 20 overs.
That last over now has literally taken the momentum back again into the Knights change room. And had they closed down the innings, the Heat would have felt when they were on 197 or 198. If they had to just get to 200, they would have been the team going into the change room with the momentum. But that one last over now hurt them badly. So I think of the two teams, the Knights would probably feel that they're in a better position, even though I feel that they, at one stage, it seemed as if they were going to get 250. Yeah. The Heat should also go in there and think that the 220 could be better than taking 250.
Yeah. I would still take that as Northern Cape Heat, although conceding 26 from the last over, but it could have been worse. So I'll rather take this than, as you say, Mr. J, the 250 or 260. So that brings to the end the first innings here at the Kimberley Oval. The Knights 223 for 4. The Northern Cape Heat, the home team, needs to chase 224 for victory. We will check in with you just before the start of the second innings. Welcome back to the Kimberley Oval for the start of the Northern Cape Heat run chase, needing 224 from 120 balls, and the required run rate is at 11.2 to the over. Two batters making their way to the crease is Garnet and Liam Doherty for the home side, and most likely it will be Johan van Dijk, also a former player of the Northern Cape Heat from last season, will be taking the new ball for the Knights.
Yeah, the opening pair for the Heat, both matriculated at St. Andrews High School. Liam Doherty playing Liam Doherty playing for Ireland in the Under-19 World Cup, and thereafter coming back to Kimberley and South Africa. Comes from a very rich cricketing family. Grandfather was a great cricketer, very instrumental in the development of this oval and cricket in this part of the world. Mr. Mike Doherty, and the son of Brian Doherty, Liam Doherty. But to face the first ball is Garnet.
And what a way to start there by Joe van Dijk, beating the inside of Garnet's bat. Gian Kluter is the wicket keeper for the Knights, and standing next to him in slips is Sasanda Magala.
Yeah, it's great to see Sasanda Magala back after all his injury woes, and good to see him on the cricket field again. I want to share a story with you about Joe van Dijk. When he came to Kimberley for the first time, when the professional team just split up into the divisions, we brought him in from Bloemfontein, and I went to go and meet him the evening at the guest house where he was living, and I must say that I literally felt very sorry for him, because it was the first time that he had moved out of Bloem, first time that he's going to be alone, and
almost a mix-up there between two in the middle. Liam Doherty was 70% down the wicket, and Garnet didn't want to hear nothing. And it's another dot ball. It's a good start here by the Knights, Joe van Dijk.
Yeah, some good pace from Joe van Dijk.
Now, Mr. J, I can imagine it's very difficult for a young man moving for the first time out of your hometown and being alone as well. So, but he didn't let that faze him. It's a good ball by Joe van Dijk, and squirts it out to deep square leg for the first runs of the Northern Cape Heat innings.
Yeah, that's a typical toe breaker from Joe van Dijk, and Garnet did very well to dig that one out. Liam Doherty taking strike now. A talented young cricketer, Liam Doherty, sorry, I nearly said Liam van Dijk. Liam Doherty, very talented right-hander.
That ball rushed Liam there, trying to pull that one away, but the ball not getting anywhere off the square. Joe van Dijk has got some serious wheels on him as well.
Yeah, some good pace from Joe. I think we also didn't mention it yet for the day, but the ground staff has done a good job on it's a very good wicket, very true, and I don't think the condition is going to change in the second innings.
It's an inside edge and a brilliant stop there by Riley Rossouw at short fine leg. Brings to the close the first over of the Northern Cape Heat innings. Northern Cape Heat 2 for no loss after the first over. Yes, Mr. J, you have to give some acknowledgement to the ground staff as well. They've done an excellent job with this wicket.
Yeah, lovely wicket. But I again wanted to just highlight the point about that great fielding by Riley Rossouw. Again, experience, moving early, and just saving it one-handed. Great fielding.
So the opening bowler for the Knights, the Samaria Road end, is Mbongi Mklanga. He will be bowling to Liam Doherty. How important is it to have a good start in a big chase like this, Mr. J?
No, very important. Very, very important. There's two things. You got to keep up a decent run rate, but you mustn't lose wickets in the first 6. And then you got to set up your second phase of your innings.
Oh, it's a very good start there by Mbongi. Some good spin there as well. Got some good refs on that first ball. Missing the outside edge.
A good first ball. But again, Liam Doherty now under pressure, scoreboard pressure, where he just needs to settle down and get himself into rhythm.
Just an inside edge there by Liam Doherty. Trying the sweep.
Yeah, he gets off the mark with that little run.
Garnet on strike, facing Mbongi. And tries the reverse sweep and gets this one in the gap. And that's the first boundary of the Northern Cape Heat innings. Took that one from outside leg almost there.
Yeah, definitely closer to the leg stump and reached for it and took it right across. But a good shot. But I think that Garnet Tar has also got to realize that him and the captain will have to control the start of this innings.
He didn't get all of that, but it's in the gap, and that's the second boundary for Garnet Tar. Stepping back and pulling that one to deep square leg for another boundary for Garnet Tar.
Yeah, very good shot there from Garnet, literally knowing exactly where the fielders are and pull that into the gap, even though they do have one player out on the boundary.
Just giving himself some room there, wanting to hit that ball over long off. And misses that one completely over the stumps. Final ball of the second over. Mbongi to Garnet. Stepping across, going on one knee. And it will be safe. And skittles over for another boundary, third boundary of the over for Garnet, and that brings to the close the second over of the innings. The Northern Cape Heat 15 for no loss after 2 overs. It's a good positive start here by the Northern Cape Heat. Very important, like you say, Mr. J, not to lose any wickets in the power play, but still maintaining a good run rate. Doesn't mean you have to go at 14, 15 to the over, but as long as you have your full wickets still in the bank, I think you stand a good chance for the rest of the chase. Joe van Dijk to continue from the country club end for the Knights. It's an edge over third man. And it's a good stop here. Mbongi on the third man boundary. And the Heat runs back for a couple. Liam Doherty is not going to go die wandering here. He's going to swing at Joe van Dijk.
But again, you see, if he realizes that 3 boundaries in the previous over, he doesn't have to swing so early.
And just as you said that, Mr. J, that ball was not there to pull. And Joe van Dijk makes his off-stump fly. And that's the first wicket for the Knights. And the Northern Cape hit 15 for 1.
Yeah, that's a pity for the young Liam Doherty. But hopefully he will learn. When you up against the pace of Joe van Dijk, is trying to play the ball straight, trying to get it back to where it comes from, and trying to set yourself up, you know?
Yes.
Because I don't think he really got to the pace of the wicket yet. And like I said, just before that ball, there were 3-4s hit of the previous over. No pressure, you just need to go out. The captain coming in now.
Captain Ronan Herman making his way to the middle. Just rectifying the score there. It's 17 for 1, the Northern Cape hit. After 2.2 overs. Still requiring another 207 runs for victory.
Rowan Herman, born in Johannesburg, made a bit of history at his high school, being the first player ever to get to the SA Under-19 setup from the Hoërskool Noord-Heuwel. Lovely shot.
Shot of intent there. Lovely shot for a dot. But it just shows you that he can rise with the ball as well.
Yeah, good batsman. He's got a bit of experience, played SA Under-19, also signed in the SA20. So he comes in with a little bit of experience in the Heat team.
Try to pull that one as well, just getting an inside edge, go to short fine leg where Riley Rossouw makes the stop. And the Heats run through for a single.
I mentioned a little earlier about Riley Rossouw playing 358 T20 games. Both Garnet and Rowan Herman together has only played 24. So fledgling careers, but good cricketers. They need to learn, they need to get up against opposition like this, because this is also a quality attack. With Sisanda Magala, Malusi Soboto, Joe van Dijk, and obviously the wily Dane Pitt.
Definitely agree with you there, Mr. J.
One of the cricketers that I love the most, Dane Pitt, plays with his heart on his sleeve. A great team man.
It's a slight change of field for Joe van Dijk, bowling to. That one is short, and that's signal wide by umpire Casa. But before that ball, you could see the setup from Joe van Dijk, just putting there, making sure his fine leg is back, and his deep square leg, bringing up his third man. And now just changing the field back, where he brings up his short fine leg, and then putting back third man to the boundary. Joe van Dijk to Garnet Tar, steps over, just flicks it down to deep square leg for a single. Northern Cape hit 20 for 1 to 2.5 overs. Ronan Herman tries to punch that ball. It's a bit uncertainty here. And Joe van Dijk has left the ball alone. Some miscommunication there by the Knights. And that brings to the close the third over. 21 for 1 is the Northern Cape beat. Ronan Herman getting a life there.
That's an absolute shocker. Both those fielders were nowhere near that ball. It was definitely the bowler's ball, and Joe should have taken that one. But that also was a one that had no distance, but massive height.
And a change of bowler from the Samaria Road end is the wily old fox, Sasanda Magala. He will be replacing Bongi Mhlanga. And he will be bowling to Ronan Herman, the captain of the Northern Cape beat. It's a good start by Magala there. Good fielding by the captain, Dane Pitt. Only one run. Ball just hitting the inside part of the bat of Garnet Tar and goes to square leg for a single. It's a good start here by the experienced Magala so far.
Yeah, you can see both Garnet Tar and Rowan Herman wanting to force the ball and trying to hit it just a little bit too hard.
Onto one knee there by Ronan Herman. Just evades the inner ring fielders on the leg side and running back for a couple. Yeah, like you say, Mr. J, they're trying to hit the ball, anticipating that the ball is going to be coming slow from Magala, but he's bowling a hard ball. So they're trying to hit the ball also, trying to hit the leather of the ball. Very good bowling here by Magala.
Yeah, very experienced Sasanda Magala.
Northern Cape beat currently 25 for 1 after 3.4 overs, chasing a massive 224 runs. Magala to Herman. It's very good bowling, just punching it straight as well. And running back for a couple.
Sasanda Magala, born in PE, comes from that neck of the woods, but has also travelled around the country, played for the Lions, for the Titans, and now finds himself at the Knights. Was educated in Uitenhage at Mere College.
And that's a brilliant over by Sasanda Magala. Trying to hit the ball too hard there by the captain Ronan Herman of the Northern Cape beat. And Mbongi Mhlanga takes the catch for the Knights, and the Northern Cape Heat loses their second wicket, 27 for 2 after 4 overs, and the home team is in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, we did mention a little earlier on that you need to control the fall of wickets in the power play, and I understand the thinking, but we did say that they were just trying to hit the ball too hard and mistiming it and got caught now. But again, you don't buy experience in a shock, Munir.
Totally agree with you there, Mr. J. So Sander Magala just showing his experience as well. New batsman to the middle. Young man also made his debut earlier this year, his first class debut, is Abel Mokoena.
Yeah, also born and bred in Kimberley. Abel Mokoena also comes from a cricketing family. His father, Stephen Mokoena, one of the former principal, he now works for the department. He had 2 other brothers that also were very good cricketers. He attended Newton Primary School and later went on to Bishops and then came back home.
Joe van Dijk started his third over. Swinging a miss there from Garnett. It's a good start here by the Knights. Massive total on the board and getting a couple of wickets early in the power play as well. Joe van Dijk to Garnett. Another great ball there by the senior. Garnett is leaving the ball, letting it go through to the keeper.
Yeah, Joe van Dijk really bowling now with some good wheels.
That's brilliant from Garnett. Just over the hands, out to reach hand of Riley Rossouw, and goes for another boundary here over the short fine leg. But that is big risk Garnett took there.
Yeah, it's a very big risk, and he literally took it off his helmet, Nathan. So it was a risky shot, but he got 4 runs for it.
Joe van Dijk bowling with 2 boundary riders, 2 outfielders is third man, deep square leg. Midway through his third over. And that's a good shot by Garnett. Missed the outreach hand of Cole Abrams at point. And it runs away to the boundary for a 4.
A great shot by Garnett. Again, when that kind of pace comes at you, and you can middle it at that pace, it literally races off to the boundary.
And that's a good response by Joe van Dijk. Very quick short ball there by the baseman. Garnett tried to get some bat on that, but ball was just a bit too quick for him at that moment. Final delivery of the 5th over. Just some adjustments to the field where third man comes up again and fine leg goes down. So the 2 boundary riders now is deep square leg and fine leg.
Yeah, they saw that he's trying to lap it all the time.
And now just giving himself some room, and it goes over short third man for another boundary to Garnett, which brings to close the over. The Northern Cape Heat 39 for 2 after 5 overs.
Yeah, that is the batsman playing the field. They just moved that third man into the inner ring, and he just swung over that ball and took it over the boundary for a 4.
And there will be another change of bowler from the Samaria Road end, and it will be the senior bowler, Malusi Saboto.
Yeah, Malusi Saboto also played a lot of cricket for the Knights and then moved up to the Lions and then now returned back to the Knights.
Alban Mokoena facing his first ball, slightly in the air there, but scampers through for a single, and he's also off the mark. Final over of the power play.
Malusi Saboto is one of the 3 or 4 or 5 cricketers that hails from Langa in Cape Town.
It's a very good positive start here by Malusi Saboto. Garnetar just tucking that into the leg side to mid-wicket for a single.
Yeah, also another very experienced cricketer. He's a wily old fox. Played 135 games already, T20s. So experienced Malusi Saboto.
Very good ball there by Malusi, missing the outside edge of Alban Mokoena's bat. And another ball there, just missing, passing the outside edge of Alban Mokoena's bat.
Saboto's now managed to bowl 2 balls literally on the same spot, and challenging Alban Mokoena just outside that off stump. Move 2 or 3 of his players out now to go on the inner ring.
And as you said earlier, Mr. J, there's no replacement for experience. Alban Mokoena just stepping across, just nudging it into the leg side for another single. Final delivery of the power play for the Northern Cape Heat. Malusi Saboto to Garnetar. And that's a good delivery by the senior bowler with a dot ball, and that brings to the close the power play. Northern Cape Heat 42 for 2 after 6 overs. Garnetar not out on 28. And his batting partner Alban Mokoena not out on 2 runs. Partnership currently at 15 runs. Northern Cape Heat requiring another 182 runs for victory of 84 balls. Change of bowler from the country club end will be Mbongi Mhlanga. And the field is spread, but Mbongi still leaving a slip in. So the boundary right is a deep square leg, cow corner, long on, long off, and a deep point. And that's a good start by Mhlanga.
Mhlanga is bowling a nice tight line. He beat him hands down. You know, the minute the batsman gets stuck in the crease for a spin bowler, then you know you're gonna battle with that ball. That's it. That's what he needed to do. Just move his feet a little bit, give himself some room, and eases it down to third man for 2 runs.
Again, not moving his feet and then just misses it again. So that's the recipe for Abel Mokoena there. Let's see what happens next ball.
Just got to take his time, and he's got to take his time. I understand that he was probably under pressure with the score, run rate.
This is good bowling by Mbongi.
These left arm spinners, they wily. They very wily. It doesn't look like that, but they set you up very nicely.
Again, just moving his feet, and he manages to get it down to deep point for a single, but a very good over by Mbongi Mhlanga. So only 4 runs conceded in that over. And we will have another change of bowler from the Samaria road end, and it will be the captain, Dane Pitt, who will be taking the ball.
Yeah, I mentioned to you a little earlier on one of my favorite cricketers, Dane Leroy Pitt. Born in Cape Town, a Sax boy. And when I say he played around the world, then I really mean he played around the world. Played for South Africa, he played for the Cobras, now playing for the Knights. He also made a turn at SWD and then eventually went to America. And recently signed by the MI Cape Town franchise in Cape Town for the SA20.
And what a start by Dane Pitt.
And immediately he shows his experience and he shows what he can do.
Dane Pitt to Abel Mokoena.
A nice left shot from Abel Mokoena just to get him off strike, and that's what he should be doing. Try not to use up too many balls, but just to rotate the strike and then set himself so that he can start batting freely a little bit later.
Yeah, just rotate, get yourself into the innings. And a great start here by the captain.
Yeah, Dane Pitt is going to be a handful. He's going to be a handful.
Just pitch outside leg stump, that one.
Yeah, Garnetar now needs to try any little thing just to get bat onto ball. But he's also got to accept that he's batting against a great bowler. Look at that.
That's absolute brilliant bowling. Dane Pitt looking to finish over the over well. And the keeper just slips there. And it's another dot ball. A brilliant over by Dane Pitt, only conceding 1 run from that over.
Great over by Dane Pitt, displaying all his wares in his armory, with the various variations that he can bowl. And so again, a very experienced campaigner. Mbongi Mashlangu will continue from the country club end with his left arm spin.
And he was bowling to Abu Mokoena, who went on one knee looking to hit that one over cow corner, but missed it completely. And Gian Klute also missed it completely and went for 4 byes. And that also brings up the 50 for the Northern Cape Heat. 34 minutes, 51 deliveries, 6 fours, and no maximums. And I think that's the difference there, Mr. J. No maximums.
That's big, and that is why the run rate is creeping up steadily, because there are no sixes.
And I will try to pull that one, and it's skewed straight up, and Riley Rossouw makes no mistake. And the Northern Cape Heat loses their 3rd wicket. 51 for 3 in 8.2 overs, still needing 173 to win from 70 balls. And the required run rate now, Mr. J, is up to 14.8.
Yeah, the pressure will build, and I think that is what cost Abel his wicket. Was probably sitting and looking at the scoreboard and checking that run rate, quietly moving up onto 14, and just under pressure in order to get some runs.
Yeah, Abu Mokoena scoring 6 runs for 14 deliveries faced. And that brings to the crease new batter. Just making sure. Is that Ruan van Rooyen?
Ruan van Rooyen, it's him.
So the new batter for the Northern Cape Heat is Ruan van Rooyen. The Heat in all sorts of trouble here. 51 for 3 in 8.2 overs. Still a massive target ahead of them.
Jan Kulduta having quite a bit to say there behind the stumps.
And another one missed by Gian Klute. Another 4 byes there. A reverse sweep attempt. First ball there by Ruan van Rooyen. Misses it completely. But the important part is the net result. Another boundary for the Northern Cape Heat. Some nice banter going on there between the Knights players. All friendly banter. Mbongi to Van Rooyen. That's off the glove. That's in the inner ring. They're looking to turn for 2. This is going to be tight. And it's brilliant running there from the Northern Cape Heat. It's a good throw as well from Riley Rossouw. Northern Cape Heat 57 for 3. It's been a good over here from Mbongi Mhlanga. Need to finish it off well as well. So Northern Cape Heat just need to rotate the strike and make sure that the scoreboard keep on ticking over. And just drops it in the offside for a single there. That's good running there by the Northern Cape Heat batters.
Garneta now becomes a crucial wicket for the Heat. He's got to now bat through. And he's on 28. Is it 28 at the moment?
That's 28, yes, Mr. Day. Yeah, he's going to be very important for Northern Cape Heat if they stand any chance of getting close to that target. And he goes on one knee and hits that ball straight over long on for a 6. The first maximum of the Northern Cape Heat innings. Northern Cape Heat 64 for 3 after 9 overs.
Garneta, you beaut. What a shot. An absolute great shot straight over the bowler's head for a maximum. And the fielders would need some assistance to retrieve that ball. Now we have all the fielders running and going to go and check. Right, the ball is found and everything back to normal. But that was a great 6 by Garneta.
Good way to end the over with. Hopefully there's some momentum in this Northern Cape Heat innings. Need to go at 14.5 to the over. And the most important part now is to build a partnership and then see where you are after the 12th over and so on.
Now that's very crucial, very, very important. Partnership is now going to be important.
Dane Pitt continuing from the Samaria Road end. Rowan van Rooyen is going on one leg but did not get hold of it. Pitt bowling to Garneta, stepping over and hitting that ball straight down the ground. And for another boundary, just as the fielder was moved a bit wider.
It's another great shot by Garneta. Very relaxed, lifted the ball straight over the bowler's head for 4. The safest shot in cricket.
Garneta just stepping over again, but missed that one and goes to the leg side. Inside it, so didn't get much on that one. Rowan van Rooyen wanted to go that one there over Kalkune, but he realized the length is not there.
Yeah, he changed his shot and rather played it square into the point region where Sasanda Magala fielded.
And this time he goes for the same one that he wanted to go the previous, and that one he connected over square leg for 6.
A lovely shot from Van Rooyen. Really jumped onto that one from Dane Pitt and slapped it onto the embankment near the scoreboard for a maximum.
A good little partnership starting to build here for the Northern Cape Heat. And wanting to replicate the previous shot of his and misses that one, and it's a dot ball for the Knights. Northern Cape hit 76 for 3 after 10 overs, and that is the midway point of the second innings.
There's quite a bit of chatter on the field with the Knights players between Dane Peets, the Sander Makala, and Riley Rossouw, who's was probably the 3 senior statesmen in the team. So they was probably planning and making sure they're going to tighten the screws. And immediately Malusi Soboto is back in the attack.
Malusi Soboto coming in from the country club end for his second over, bowling to Garnet Tar. And just punching that too long on, push running hard for a second here, but the second is not possible. It's good fielding by the Knights. Malusi supported to Van Rooyen and wanted to do the lap, but they need not get hold of that one. It's a leg by. Just making sure that the singles keep on coming here for the Northern Cape Heat. Currently at 78 for 3 after 10.1 overs, 10.2 overs. Garnet back on strike for the Northern Cape Heat. Stepping over and does connect with that one, and it's all the way for 6 over cow corner. And that takes Garnet to 46, not out. Garnet on 46 of 27 deliveries.
Another great shot by Garnet. I always sit and think and wonder, obviously didn't get re-signed at the Knights, gets a take opportunity at Northern Cape. How important is it to get this knock today, you know?
That's a good response there by Malusi Soboto. And that's another brilliant shot there over mid-off, but he didn't get much of it. And it's a good stop in the deep there, and they're turning around for 3. Almost a mix-up between the two in the middle. It's a good stop there by the Knights. That's brilliant fielding.
It was great fielding. Is that Joe van Dijk out there? But also a very wise call from, it's Pat Botha, but also a very wise call from Garnet and to retain strike.
And Garnetar just stepping over but didn't get hold of that one, and he's hauled out at Carl corner on 48, and that is a big wicket for the Northern Cape Heat to lose there.
Yeah, that's a big knock for a big loss for the Heat team, because obviously Garnetar was the in batsman and he was the one getting the sixes. So a big wicket for the Knights team, and you can see their elation to see the back of Garnetar. No love lost between the players as he was walking off. There were some pleasantries mentioned, and yeah.
Garnetar gone for 48 of 30 deliveries. Well played innings, but needed to be a little bit longer in the middle for the home team. New batter to the crease for the home side. Is the Nonalela Yika for the home side. And Dane Pitt to continue from the Samaria Road end. Northern Cape hit 86 for 4 after 11 overs. Rowan van Rooyen wanting to go on one knee there, but just letting that one go past.
Ika is born in East London and took the route up there to Mpumalanga, and now with the Northern Cape Heat.
And this time he does go and he connects it well over Carl corner for 6. Right in the middle of the supporters out there.
Yeah, what was important is that the supporter ran away and made sure he protected his glass. I'm sure he's having a nice coke there. But a great 6 by Van Rooyen for the Heat.
And again trying the reverse sweep there and misses that one completely. That's a good cut shot and good fielding there by the Knights, and a good single, all round good cricket there. The required run rate for the Northern Cape Heat has climbed to 15.7. It's becoming a very big task for the home side in this first T20 CSA T20 knockout challenge. And what a ball by Dane Pitt, and they running through. That's a good call by Rowan van Rooyen. Calling his partner Yeka through. It's good bowling by the captain Dane Pitt here. What a over. Good comeback after being hit for 6. Northern Cape Heat currently on 94 for 4 after 12 overs. Still needing 130 runs to win from the last 8 overs. And it will be another change of bowler from the country club end. That will be Mbongi Mhlanga for back for his final over of his spell. Currently 3 overs, 1 for 26 runs. He will be bowling to Northern Cape Heat batter Yika. He's Just punching it on the offside for a single, just to rotate the strike. So we have a sweeper on the offside for Mbongi Mhlanga. And long off, long on, cow corner and deep square leg behind square. Just chipping it over the bowler's head there by Van Rooyen, looking for two. And it's only one that's good fielding there by Patrick Botha.
Yeah, he raced off that boundary fence, which was great stuff. And he prevented the two.
Change of field again for the right-hander. Mbongi to Yeka, and it's balls wide. Punches it through to the cover boundary fielder there. So it's some good rotation of strike here between these two in the middle for the Northern Cape Heat. If you are on the back foot, Mr. J, in a match like this, it's very important to get as close to the target as possible to ensure that your net run rate don't take a heavy knock. And on one knee, Van Rooyen goes, but underneath these, Riley Rossouw takes a brilliant running back catch there. And another wicket down for the Northern Cape Heat. 97 for 5, and that is the back of Rohan van Rooyen.
Again, Riley Rossouw very calmly coming in and taking a very difficult catch and made it look so easy. And another wicket for the Knights. And the Heat, I think now, is in serious trouble. But your point is valid, and it's important that you continue and try to get as close as you possibly can, because the competition might be determined on run rate, and then if you've just given it up in this situation, then it's not very good for your team. They need to continue fighting, continue scoring runs, and it also helps the batsman to go forward into the competition.
The new batter out in the middle for the home side is Benjamin van Rensburg. Left-hander, opening bowler for the home side. It's a very tall ask for as we head into the bowlers now for the home side. Mbongi Mhlanga bowled very well so far this afternoon. Benjamin van Rensburg tucking it into the leg side, so it's good running, turning around for two. Oh, that's brilliant running, putting the fielder under pressure. And running, coming back for a comfortable two.
I know that Benji van Rensburg is a good all-rounder and was probably a little bit more experienced. But I want to say that I would have liked the young Raps to come in now, because he can hold a bat, and it would be nice just for him to settle in and just get the innings behind his back, just for the experience. And then it allows Benjamin to come in back a little bit later.
And that brings to the close also Mbongi Mhlanga's spell, 4 overs, 2 for 31 runs. It's been a brilliant effort by the youngster.
Yeah, some good spin bowling from the youngster, and really in an innings he wasn't scared, and he was bowled very, very nicely.
And another change of bowling from the Samaria road end is Jock Snyman. Also a previous boy that played some club cricket also in Kimberley. Can hit the ball very hard. We all know who Jock Snyman is.
Yeah, also now signed up with the SA20 at MI Cape Town, hits the ball extremely hard. A very, very handy all-round cricketer.
And Benji van Rensburg calling Heka through, and he's almost caught off guard there. But they are safely through for the single.
Sharks Neyman, a Pretoria boy, came from Pretoria down to Kimberley. Hails from the Hoërskool Menlo Park.
That also brings the 100 up for Northern Cape hit with that single. 100 for 5 after 13.1 overs. And that ball hitting back straight to Jacques Snyman, and it's only going to be one coming off his knee.
Yeah, again hit very hard by Benji van Rensburg. Snyman going down and it's ricocheting off his knee. And they take a single.
Snyman to Heka. It's a good length ball there, and Benji van Rensburg just calling him through again.
And a little bit of soccer skills there by Riley Rossouw, and enjoying that one.
Ball just didn't want to stick in his hands with that one. Mr. J, just a question. I don't want to put alert anybody with it. I just, what is the call on the on the white line? Can a bowler touch the white line?
Not with his back foot.
But with the front foot,
the front foot might be, but not the back foot.
I've just seen this over of Jacques Snyman. He's touching the white line with his front foot on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
Just making sure of the rules.
I think we also got to sharpen up our umpiring skills.
Final delivery of the over. It's been a good over. Just tucking it into the leg side for another single. This is some good bowling by the Knights bowlers, especially the spinners. Only 5 conceded from the first over by Jacques Snyman there. Now Northern Cape hit 104 for 5 after 14 overs.
I must say Patrick Botha has been very busy in that area, and I've got to compliment him. He's got an absolute rocket arm, because that ball is literally flying in from the boundary rope.
And it has now become an even bigger task for the home side. Run rate required is at 20 to the over.
Yeah, the best thing now for the Heat is not to look at the scoreboard.
Dane Pitt is the new bowler from the country club end, and Heka just nudging it into the leg side for single. This will also be Dane Pitt's final over. Also been very good economically. Dane Pitt to Van Rensburg. Just punching it down to long off for another single. That takes the Northern Cape Heat score to 106 for 5. 14.2 overs, needing 118 runs for victory. And that was very straight there. And Dane Pitt gets his first wicket as well. Heka going down on one knee to try and sweep the ball, and misses it completely. And that is Dane Pitt, 3.3 overs, 1 for 21. Northern Cape Heat, 106 for 6.
Again, a straight ball and trying the reverse sweep and get caught right in front of the wicket. It was nearly an LBW that the batsman could just walk on.
Heka, 6 runs, was 13 minutes in the middle, faced 8 balls, no 4s and no maximums.
Must be.
New batter coming into the middle is Ethan Frosler. He will be the new batter for the home side. And Northern Cape Heat needing 4 wickets in hand, 118 runs from 33 balls. But I think that is no longer in the equation. Dane Pitt got a slip in there now. And first ball, dragging it a little bit down, not getting all of it there by the new batter, and just goes down to square leg boundary for 1. Good fielding there by Jacques Snyman. Dane Pitt to Benjamin van Rensburg. Rocks back and hits the ball in the middle of the two fielders there. Good fielding in the deep there by Cole Abrams. And the batter's running back for 2. It's good placement there by Benjamin van Rensburg. Final ball of the captain Dane Pitt's inning of spell. Punching that one short also, that's also placed well. Good fielding there by Jacques Snyman, but that's very good running by Northern Cape Heat batters. Coming back for another couple. And that brings to the close Dane Pitt's spell. 4 overs, 1 for 26 runs. No maidens, 1 4 and 2 sixes. What a spell by the captain.
Yeah, if you look at it, that he conceded only 26 runs, and of that 26 runs, 16 came off 3 balls. Then he bowled very well. Jacques Snyman will continue from the commentary box end. And he's bowling to Ethan Frosler.
And this will also be the 16th over of this innings. Northern Cape Heat 111 for 6 after 15 overs. And that's an inside edge. Ethan Frosler playing the ball onto his stumps, and another wicket for the Knights. Northern Cape Heat 111 for 7 after 15.1 overs.
As one of the famous English commentators would say, start the car, we're going home.
The writing is on the wall, Mr. J. Well, we know we obviously staring down the barrel, and we know what the result might look like. Yeah, I know you don't want to. Person must never speak before the time, but it's very important that once the Northern Cape Heat gets off the spark, that they put this game as soon as possible behind them.
100% correct. It's just that blitzkrieg from Riley and Cole Abrams. You really pack it away and say that's a bad day at the office, but we're going to move on. Because they are far better side than the total, and they are far better side than what the scoreline shows.
And the new batter in the middle will be Tepo Ntuli. And defense, a very solid defense there by the spinner of Northern Cape Heat. Just nudges that one into the leg side, running hard, looking for 2 here, but it's good fielding by Dane Pitt, keeping that one only down to 1 run. And the Northern Cape Heat, after losing a wicket on Nelson, gets to 112 for 7. Halfway through the over.
Yeah, you have the situation now that, after the ball, I'll just mention that. Benjamin hitting it straight to the fielder. Yeah, unfortunately, poor Tepo Ntuli will always be remembered for his incident in Bangladesh.
And that is Benjamin van Rensburg's innings done and dusted as well. Tried to go on one knee to hit that ball over cow corner, but just loops the ball to short third man. And that's a second wicket for Jacques Snyman. Benjamin van Rensburg goes for 9, and that is the 8th wicket down for the home side. 112 for 8, 15.5 overs.
And Sasanda Magala would never have got an easier catch in his life. Absolutely looped straight to him where he was standing at short third man.
And no need to run. New batter to the crease will be Orapeleng Motlauring Raps. Jacques Snyman, 1 delivery left in his second over, figures of 2 for 6. Missed out with a bat, but making sure that is, and that is also a straight ball, and the umpire deems that is going down and ends the over with a dot ball. As I was saying, Mr. J, missed out with the bat, but making sure that he picks up and contributes with the ball.
Yeah, that's always good when you're an all-rounder, that you got to take the opportunity that comes your way.
The Northern Cape Heat, 112 for 8 after 16 overs. The Knights needing 2 wickets for victory here. And they bring back their opening bowler, Joe van Dijk, with his last over. Current figures of 3 overs, 1 for 20.
Yeah, it's going to be a handful for the two batsmen. It's going to be a handful at his pace. I just wanted to tell you now that when Raps really started breaking out on the scene, he's the brother of Kagisho Mahale. We always considered him as a batter who could bowl. And sometimes the coaches box the players too early. Now it seems as if he's more the bowling all-rounder. But it will be interesting to see what he does as a batter. I haven't seen him for a little while now.
There's no such thing of gentleman's agreement between seamers. And he was completely late on that one.
Beaten by the pace of Van Dijk. Yeah, no, there's no fast bowlers union anymore. It's literally now each one for himself. And you got a bat, I got the ball, so deal with it.
And that one just squirts over point area, vacant point area, and they're coming back for a second. It seems like perhaps just that first one just didn't have the measurement of the pace of Joe. By that one, he got closer to that one. Just on the outside edge of his bat.
Yeah, and he's off the mark now.
Midway through with the 17th over, Northern Cape Heat, 115 for 8. Joe van Dijk to Raps. And that one is just skied straight up in the air. And that's a second wicket, an easy catch for Dane Pitt. And the Northern Cape Heat loses their 9th wicket. Northern Cape Heat 115 for 9. And that is the end of Raps, Orapeleng, Motlauring. Last batter making his way to the crease is Oderile Morimakwena.
For all those stats boffins that always listen to Pitch Vision, the run rate now is 32 runs with one more wicket to go.
And this is a massive statement by the Knights. They started well in the 4-day competition and they're just continuing that momentum in the shortest format of the game. Or no longer the shortest format.
No longer the shortest format.
It's been a tough day out here for the Northern Cape Heat. As I mentioned earlier, once you get off the park, just put this one away and just focus on the next one. This was a bad day in the office.
And Nathan, what is also important that we need to remember is that Cricket South Africa are busy now in the discussions around formats and who's going to play where and all of that stuff. So you would want to get off to a good start.
Yep. And just running that ball down there by Udo Relay for 0. That's another dot ball by Joe van Dijk.
They've been busy with this process now for 2 years and they're in the final stages of completing about the 2 divisions and how they're going to play and who's going to play and all of that stuff. So it's very, very important, and I think that is why the Knights have literally placed an emphasis on the T20 competition and brought in all the heavy artillery.
Final ball of Johan van Dijk spell, and what a ball. And that is the end of his spell. Brilliant spell by the opening bowler. 4 overs, no maidens, 3 fours conceded, 1 wide, 2 wickets for 23 runs conceded. 115 for 9 is the home side Northern Cape Heat.
That's a great bowling spell by Joe van Dijk. Nice pace, nice fiery short balls, and he really committed himself to his 4 overs, which is great.
Jacques Snyman to continue from the Samaria road end for his 3rd over. Just making sure his troops are placed in the right spot on the boundary. And he will be bowling to Ntuli. Just nudges it to deep square leg for 1. Oh, the relay on strike. Just punching it to the offside. There's nobody on that side, and they'll come back comfortably for 2. There's a deep point. Oh, that's a good ball by Jacques Snyman. They're looking to go for another couple here. That's good running by the 2 batters, putting the fielder under pressure.
I must say, Oredile doesn't look like a number 11 at all. That's 2 nice shots, you know. Looks like he can hold a bat, which is great. That's important now in this modern day cricket, that you must be able to get some vital runs lower down.
And that is a brilliant ball by Jacques Snyman. Misses everything, but Gian Cloutaire. It's a 3rd 4 now. 3rd 4 buys it's going past now. But Northern Cape Heat will take that runs.
Yeah, it's a great ball by Jacques Snyman, beating the batsman and the wicket keeper, and going down for 4 buys.
Mr. J, how many runs is possible in legal 6 deliveries per over?
If we have to now really be technical, it would be 36.
And the net run rate now is currently, we'll share that after the last ball. And another dot ball, good over by Jacques Snyman, conceding 5 runs in that over. The current net, or the current required rate for the Northern Cape Heat is 50.
Yeah, that's not a good sign, and it's not something that the Northern Cape Heat players need to look at now. So it's like you said early on, it's like literally closing this game down, taking it out of their memory bank and starting afresh. for the next one.
And another change of bowler from the country club end. Back into the attack is Sasanda Magala to close the innings from the country club end. Tepo Ntuli on strike, facing Sasanda Magala. Just a false start there. It's a good solid shot straight. Good fielding there by middle off there by the Knights. Good start by Sasanda Magala.
A very good shot by Tepu Ntuli.
So the next match for the Knights will be against Limpopo Impalas on Wednesday, and for the Heats will be against the Easterns in Benoni also on Wednesday. It's a shot just there by Tepu Ntuli, just past point. They're turning around for a second. That's good running by the Northern Cape Heat batters. So the next match for both of these teams on Wednesday 29 October with 1 o'clock starts. The Knights will be at home to Limpopo Impalas, and the Northern Cape Heat will be hitting the road and facing Easterns in Benoni, also a 1 o'clock start. It's a good over so far by Sasanda Magala. Northern Cape Heat 126 for 9, 18.3 overs. Oh, that is a brilliant effort there. That Ruan Haasbroek just evading his outreach hand and going for 4. Ntuli just got enough elevation to go for the ball to go over mid on head there, and that takes the score for Northern Cape Heat to 130 for 9. He didn't get all of that. Magala to Tepo Ntuli. And that ball is skied straight up in the air. Keeper Gian Klute is right underneath it, and he takes a catch. Ball was just going a bit way, and that is the end of the Northern Cape Heat innings. 130 all out. And that is victory for the Knights by 94 runs, an emphatic start to their campaign, T20 Knockout Challenge campaign.
Yeah, that's a very good win for this outfit. I'm sure JP Trigard, the coach, will be very happy. And all his players have got a run. Some of his batters got a knock. And he had some good bowling. I'm sure the coach of the Heat will also look at this game, try to take out any positives, and then bowl down for the next game against Easterns in Benoni.
Yeah, it's very important that you do look at the positives as well, and then at the end of that, as we've been saying, Mr. J, just put this game behind you and move on to Wednesday, to the second game, and make sure you make a strong comeback. It was a good 2 over spell there as well from Sasanda Magala. 1.5 overs 2 for 12. Snyman 3 overs 2 for 11. Joe van Dijk 4 overs 2 for 23. Bungi Mslanga 4 overs 2 for 31. And then Lucy Saboto 2 overs, 1 for 12, and the captain Dane Pitt 4 overs, 1 for 26. A good all-round bowling effort by the Knights. All the bowlers chipped in with a wicket or two. So it's a good all-round performance by this outfit from Bloemfontein. And as the players make their way off the field, Mr. J, I think it's time for us to also make our way.
Thank you very much, Nathan. Thank you for the afternoon. And yeah, it's a goodbye from the Diamond Oval.